that time, I'm going to do a countdown, and we will begin tonight. It's going to be a good night. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Board of Commissioners, City of Bowling Green, Kentucky, regular meeting, City Hall, December 5th, 2023, 4:30 p.m. I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Carlos Bailey, and he has an introduction to make.
First, I want to have the invocation done by Pastor Stacy Beeson of Trinity Baptist Church. He's the third pastor of Trinity Baptist Church, and I remember when it started back in 1986. I was actually one of the first congregations over there because it was State Street. But you're also the longest serving pastor at Trinity Baptist Church. So I'm honored to invite you and ask you to give the invocation today.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here. Let us bow our heads. Gracious Heavenly Father, we come before you today, thanking you for this day, and we thank you for enabling us to be here for times such as this. We pray that your divine will be done on this day. We lift up these city commissioners before you in prayer. We lift up the mayor, but also before you in prayer. We lift up the city manager and all the city officials before you in prayer. We ask that you allow them to be in unison and in one accord in conducting this business on the day. We pray that you allow them to work things out after the council of your own will concerning the city of Bowling Green and the citizens of Bowling Green, Kentucky. We pray that your divine will be done, lead them and guide them by your Holy Spirit. And we pray, Father, that you work things out after the council of your own will. We give you all the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I'm going to ask everybody to turn to the American flag as we recite our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Carlos. We have some special guests in the house tonight we would like to recognize. It was brought up first by Carlos, but it was united across the board. And I know that Commissioner Dana Beasley Brown cannot be here tonight. She's ill, got sick, I understand that, but she's here in heart and spirit. But the commissioners, we'd like to welcome the newest and the latest and greatest, the 5A champions of Kentucky for high school football team. And I think we have some seniors here, so we're going to allow Coach Spader to stand up and introduce this victorious team tonight.
Can we have you guys come up here?
And come up here, Coach Spader, with your team. Let's bring them up and then introduce them, Coach.
Chris, too. Come on.
See both
Gentlemen, right here, we're going to get you in front of this, what we call a bench.
We do have a couple of juniors in here that were voted team captains, along with a couple of seniors, and then some of our other seniors represent, and a sophomore. So that is a big part of what we do. So to my right, a junior, Grayson Newman, a senior, Max Buchanan, a senior, Matthew Klein, we call him Matty, a senior, Wick Dotson is also a captain, senior captain, DeMarcus Elliott, senior, Jordan Green, junior captain, Deuce Bailey, and then sophomore receiver, Travy Barber. Pretty good representation of our team. I didn't think it would be appropriate to bring 75 people in here, so they represented our team well this year, and I'm really glad that Mr. Bailey reached out to us. It was right after we won the game. I think I was on the bus, and Deuce's dad, Craig, kind of forwarded the information, and his uncle, Jimmy Bailey, was a big part of our program back in the day, and he still lives in our building. His plaque's on the wall. We try to remind our kids what he represented, and I like to think he still has a hand in what we do. So it was very fitting you reached out to us, and we appreciate it. Oh, and here's Coach Chris Seabolt. He is our associate head coach and offensive coordinator. He didn't come up in here, so I forgot about him over there to the side. So thank you all.
We'd like to get a photo with you, Coach
Sure.
Spader.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
Coach Spader, it's an honor to even invite you guys here. And also having Deuce Bailey, A. Bailey, to be the quarterback that's there and stuff. And I've known your dad for many years. I've known many of you guys. I've known also Marcus Elliott since he was taller than me, but younger at the time. But you guys, you brought, a proudness and a dedication to this, to the city. And we've had 2 schools. And I'm probably the only person that was up here was a purple and a dragon. So there's immense pride that, guys, you bring it back to championship. And I know you guys had unfinished business last year, and you guys didn't let that stop you. You made sure that we're going to go back and we're going to win it. And y'all did exactly what I thought you guys were going to do. So I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you even talking about my uncle, because I know if he was here, my Uncle Jimmy would have been there on that bus with you guys and would have been happy that you guys won. Because that's 11 and 24 years.
Oh, that's our 8th since, the first one was in 95,
yeah.
which Jimmy was there for that. And then starting in 11, we've kind of been on a little run since then.
Yeah.
So, pretty neat thing, pretty special place.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for y'all. Go Knight, go purple. City manager, join this. Come on up here.
Matthew, you're so tall. Thank you.
Go Purples.
Go Purples.
Congratulations, guys.
And Mayor, if I may, we have our former police chief's nephews on the team, as well as our former judge executive's grandson on the team. So, thank you all.
Very nice.
Thank you, Coach Spader.
We'll see some of y'all next year.
Mrs. Jackson, will you please provide a roll call?
Commissioner Hill.
Here.
Commissioner Perigin.
Here.
Commissioner Bailey.
Here.
Commissioner Beasley Brown, who is absent. Mayor Alcott.
Here. Mr. Meisel, do you have comments at this time?
Just one, Mayor. Just a reminder, anyone wanting to make public comments, please sign the register in the back of the room, and we'll take those up after our regular meeting is up. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Meisel. At this time, we have the first item is approval of our regular meeting minutes, November 21st, 2023.
Second.
2023. Moved by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Hill. No discussion. Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2023-268.
Municipal order approving the probationary appointments of Journey Nixon and Dara Price to the position of Construction Coordinator 1 in the Public Works Department.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Perigin. Mr. Meisel.
I'd like to ask Lori Gray, our HR manager for the Public Works Department, to come up and make recommendations.
Evening.
Evening.
So I am here this evening to recommend that Dara Price and Journey Nixon be appointed to the position of Construction Coordinator 1 in the Planning and Design Division of the Public Works Department. They are both here with me with us this evening, so I want to have them stand up. Dara is being recommended for appointment. She is a graduate from Barron County High School, and if you'll raise your to know which one's which here. She has over 9 years of experience in road maintenance and construction and holds a Class A CDL. Her most current employer was Reynolds Sealing and Striping, and prior to that, she worked for the Kentucky Transportation Department. She brings a vast knowledge of equipment, familiarity of construction projects, and a desire to provide a high level of customer service. Journey is also being recommended for this appointment. She graduated from Metcalfe County High School and South Central Kentucky Community and Technical College. She is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in environmental sustainability at Western Kentucky University. She's currently an intern for the City of Bowling Green's Public Works Department. She previously worked as a customer loan officer and brings along with her education and the experience of the city's programs and processes. We are so excited to add Dara and Journey to the Public Works team. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Lori. Dara, Journey, did you bring anyone with you tonight? Hello? Awesome. Well, welcome to the city, and we look forward to having you join us and join our team. So congratulations to you. Okay, roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, congratulations, Dara and Journey. Municipal Order Number 2023-269.
Municipal order approving the probationary appointment of Titus Smith to the position of Operations Maintenance Technician 1 in the Public Works Department.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Meisel.
This one is a fill of a promotion to OMT2 that we did last meeting, I believe. I'd like to ask Lori to come back up and make the recommendation for this hire. Lori?
Hello again. So I'm here to recommend Titus Smith be appointed to the position of Operations Maintenance Technician, or what we call an OMT1. Mr. Smith was not able to be with us this evening, unless I've missed him somewhere. Nope. He currently works as an independent sales contractor for Clear Defense Pest Control. His previous employment includes landscape technician and warehouse associate. And we are excited to have Titus join the operations team. He seems very eager to learn the new position and is ready to start his new career. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Thank you, Lori. Any questions? None? Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, congratulations to Titus. Municipal Order Number 2023-270.
Municipal order authorizing and approving a workforce participation project agreement between the City of Bowling Green, Warren County Fiscal Court, and Crowd South LLC.
So moved.
Second.
By Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Meisel.
As you all will recall, the city partnered with the county on a workforce participation agreement back in early 2022, trying to get, people in our jobs. We've got the 3,000 to 4,000 jobs that we run on average open in Warren County only, plus the Brad area in addition to that. We contracted with Crowd South to develop a jobs website called BG Works. I'm hoping everybody has heard of BG Works by now, for local employers to post open jobs on this website and positions that they have that they want to fill. The website launched around March of 2022, and Crowd South began the campaign with social media campaigns promoting our community, making videos. I think the city even produced a video that we handed off to Crowd South. So there's been multiple videos made about our community, about our jobs. Coming to you this afternoon is this request to continue this partnership. I have met with Judge Gorman and Mr. Heflin, and we are proposing that we trim down the contract just a little bit, reducing some ad money and reducing the management fee just a little bit. But we're also converting it to a fiscal year to align with budget. So what's before you tonight is January through June, and then July through the following June. So it's going to be an 18-month period. Katie and I talked. We didn't see any issue with having a crossover with the fiscal year. So we'll set aside, money for the remaining 6 months. We may come back with a budget amendment to cover that. But it's $180,000 that will split 50-50 versus the $400,000 with the county. Jason has agreed to make those changes and tweaks. And so for the next 6 months, it'll only be half of the 90, which will be $45,000 to get us from January to June of 24. So at the beginning of 2023, we did add $100,000 to the contract for additional advertising, which brought us to the $400,000. We split 50-50, but we think we want to take what we're going to kind of shuffle the eggs in the basket. We're going to propose to you next meeting a position with South Central Kentucky Workforce Development Board of a New American Navigator position that they were losing grant funding for at the end of December. So I'll bring that to you next meeting. That'll be a $90,000 contribution to the Workforce Development Board that we'll split 50/50 with the county. So for that, that'll be $45,000 for our part for that position, but that'll be next meeting. So before I hand off to Jason, I do want to recognize that CrowdSouth is an award-winning firm. Recently, they attended the Regional American Marketing Association annual award ceremony back at the end, just last week or week before, and they won a silver, gold, bronze, gold, and gold, all related to the BG Works campaign, the BG Works newsletter, the BG Works poster series, the BG Works Okie Happenings ad, the BG Works video, the one called Work is Waiting, and then just their social media work that they did out there over the last year or so. So I'm going to call Jason Heflin up. He's the, I think, CEO of CrowdSouth, and much more than that, I guess.
Janitor.
And he's got, we gave you a report from CrowdSouth that he's going to touch on, give you the highlights of where we've been, what we've accomplished, and where we're going. So, Jason?
Jeff, appreciate that. Warm welcome. And thank you all for letting me come back once again and present to you all and kind of discuss the campaign. I think the real crux of the campaign is in the numbers, and that's on page 2. If you've had an opportunity to look at it, please feel free to stop me and ask questions as we move through this. But these numbers are as of the end of October, and we got the new numbers for November actually this morning, so they're a little bit higher than what you see here. The most important one for the campaign are the number of people hired, the number of positions hired for the community. And you see 1,940 there. That's for the life of the campaign. Now, I'll say that after today's numbers came in, we're a little over 2,000. We're about 2,282 is where we're at today. So, and we'll be a little bit above that by the end of December. So I'm excited about that. One thing that Judge Gorman and Mr. Meisel asked me to do was look into an economic impact number for the campaign. I felt like that was a good idea. So we worked with the South Central Workforce Board's data guru, and he got us some numbers on average salary in the community. We combined that with the number of positions hired, and if you do that math, which is done for you there under economic impact, you get to 61 million, which is a lofty number, but that's how important each of these empty positions is. Not only for the community and our tax dollars, but for these employers as well, and for all the homes and the people who didn't have a position before that. So that page, the numbers, that's where you really see the impact of what's going on, what's happened this past year and over the course of the last 2 years. And then the rest of the booklet is really just showing you all some highlights from the campaign, partnering with the WKU Alumni Association, some of the ads we placed across the community, across the state and neighboring states as well. Some of the little local impact things we did, like drawing contest and art contest for the children in the community. We held a workforce workshop along with our Chamber of Commerce and SkyCTC, where we invited some HR consultants from Louisville to come down and speak to us, speak to our employers about hiring and hiring challenges. So that was fruitful. We also partnered with the Workforce Board on various efforts, providing them materials. We did quite a few print materials for them over the course of the campaign to help with the Kentucky Career Center. We also worked directly with the employers that are signed up through the website and using it to get some impact numbers. That's how we get to the number of people hired. We work with them to find out how many they're employing. The videos, the poster series, as Jeff mentioned, a couple case studies in the back. Another award we won was a Telly Award, and these awards are yours as well because this is your program. But the Telly Award is essentially the national awards for commercials. So we all won a Telly Award for the Work is Waiting project that we did last year. This isn't a regional award. This is a national bronze award in the category. So that was pretty neat. We'd never personally, as our organization's never won anything like that. And I have appreciated having this platform to do the work that we're good at and being given the freedom to do it in the way that we felt like could make the most impact. So I want to thank you all for that. And I also want to thank you all for the opportunity to be able to make an impact on the community. We have employers. We've been able to interview some of the community members who've gotten employment through the website and how thankful they are to have a local resource. So it's a nice warm and fuzzy feeling to have on a project. You don't always get those sometimes when you're doing advertising and marketing style work like our company does. So this outreach program has given us, made us really feel good about what we do. So our team enjoys it, and I hope we can continue working together. I'll say on that very last page, we just give kind of a brief outline of a few of the projects we want to work on in the coming year. One of those is a deeper partnership with our Chamber of Commerce on some of those new economic growth projects, helping with some of those and getting people hired for those positions. As Jeff mentioned, we're going to focus a little more tightly this year, using a little less budget, but we're going to focus on the digital efforts. Digital efforts being all the efforts that we put across all the social media platforms, Google searches when people are looking for jobs in this area, when people from outside the community are looking for jobs in this area, and then various other digital platforms that we put these ads on. We also want to push out a relocation campaign, educating people in surrounding states, other neighboring counties, why this is a great place to relocate and work. And then a new strategic partnership we're going to build with the WKU Alumni Association that we've discussed about bringing alumni back to the community. We all hear that sometimes from alum who have moved off and, wow, it looks like you're doing great things down in Bowling Green. We'd love to, it looks like a great place to live. And, you know, I've had those conversations personally with friends who've moved away and trying to get some of those people back here, bring some of that talent back to our community. So we're going to partner with them on a partnership in the coming year on that. So that's kind of what's happened and a little bit of what's to come. And I wanted to kind of give you guys a few minutes today and just offer to answer any questions or talk a little bit about the program. Anything else you want to express while I'm up here?
Mr. Meisel?
So just a few more bits and pieces. Jason, Judge Gorman, myself, and John Swords, we have created a quarterly meeting where we get together, sit at the same table, and we kick around ideas and talk about what's working, what's not working. But I will say Crowd South has been a really good partner, I don't know, wingman, whatever you want to call it, to the South Central Kentucky Workforce Development Board, because, for instance, the job fairs that they have, Crowd South is assisting with getting the word out on those and the publicity, and you know, Workforce Development Board doesn't always have funds for advertising and getting stuff out. They don't have the social media wherewithal that the Crowd South does. So between the two of them, you know, I feel like it's working well. This is something we took on, and it's something that we've kind of had to learn as we go because it was such brand new territory. And that's kind of been the fun part of it sometimes, and then sometimes it's frustrating too, with what we've tried to put out there, and some people take it, some people don't. And so, but this when you think about it, this is a public free service that a city and a county have come together to provide local employers with these resources to find workers and employees. So Just want to emphasize that again, and Crowd South has been a key player in this, and we look forward to working with them for another 18 months and continuing to figure out what's working, what's not, and we're going to keep working hard on it.
I'll piggyback on what Jeff said too a little bit, that I know you all are familiar with likely familiar with the delegation that came from Savannah, Georgia, not long ago. They approached Bowling Green because they want to know what we're doing. How are you getting this done? In several ways, but one of those key things was workforce. So we came along with the Workforce Board and presented to them, and it was fascinating to hear from a larger community than ours, a prominent community in the country, that having the same struggles, and they haven't put these things in place. And here we are 2 years into this, having already addressed it. So I was really proud to be able to say, yeah, we're 2 years into this, and they just were, kind of, whoa, okay, we need to catch up here. And I think that's par for the course. Across the country, I'm not seeing many programs like this. I've only found a handful of communities that are really trying to combat this for their citizens who are unemployed and for their employers who need people on the job. So it's neat. It's neat to be part of something. And so, I've appreciated this partnership. Jeff, Judge, John, everybody, our chamber, we all came to the table. We talk regularly. We cast ideas around and try to move the ball down the field. So
Savannah is trying to get ready for Hyundai, 8,000 employees, a plant just outside of Savannah. So they're looking for ideas. So they came up, and I've heard, I think we're going to have another visit from a city in southern Indiana in the spring, looking at us, looking what we're doing to prep for all of our jobs that are on the way. So don't know we have all the answers, but we're willing to talk and share what we've tried and tested. So
Be charging a fee for that consulting service?
yeah. I'm having a second meeting with one of their people with Savannah coming
Might
up.
pick up
So
some business.
well, maybe, yeah. But she says, I have so many questions for you. I was like, okay, well, we'll share. It's it's not a place we want to compete with people on. I mean, this community's done really well, as we all know, over the last several years, coming out of the pandemic, continuing to build on the economic growth. So we have a lot to share. So I don't mind sharing what we're doing. I think it's an exciting story.
I'd like to congratulate you, Jason, you and your team, when I'm reading these testimonials and they're saying this is so much better than Indeed and what was the other one? LinkedIn, that this was so much easier and better for them. So thank you. Congratulations for creating such a great website.
Thank you. Yeah, and the key for the employers is they need to use it. So they have to use it to get the benefit. And
it's free.
it is free.
You
It
pay
is
for
free.
those others.
they get back what they put into it.
Exactly.
That's the key. So
We've seen that over and over, yep.
I really appreciate the being proactive in this space, because we've struggled in this community for a long time with a lot of open positions and a lot of folks that aren't in the workforce that need to be in the workforce. And the easier we can make it for them to get to those jobs, the better off we'll all be. So I want to say thank you to everybody that's involved.
Yeah. Some of the credit goes back to Judge Buchanan, too, who had the vision to say, hey, we've got to do something about this. We all saw it coming, and he took that step. So
I want to congratulate as well, but I have 3 questions.
sure.
The first one, and you kind of touched on one initially, because it looks like the site is getting over 200,000 clicks, but out of those 2,000 clicks, we only got like more than 6,000 people to actually put in a resume. And out of those 6,000 people, I believe you said the new number, it was like 2,800,
1,200, yeah.
2,288 people
Yes,
have been hired out of those people.
correct.
Why are they not, I guess, more people applying? I know, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, it has something to do with some of the companies that are there, because I do think it's a great idea to have this free service that is there. but why also, out of those 6,000 people who applied, they're only getting at least a third of them?
Well, part of that is on a typical website, a conversion rate is somewhere around 1 or 2%.
I got you.
You know, like many of us, we window shop, we go on there, we're looking around. Maybe it takes 4 or 5 visits before we take an action. But secondarily, I think what you mentioned is absolutely correct. I think the more options they see, the more likely they are to find something that fits them. So the more businesses that participate, the more productive it's going to be.
Has the businesses, my second question, is there a reason like some of the businesses haven't taken advantage of the free service that the city's offering?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, we have polled them regularly to ask questions. The ones that answer the polls are the ones that are participating, though. So, you know, we get a very weighted average there. But, you know, I think a lot of it is, you know, and Sue understands this. She's in the business. It's these teams of, these talent acquisition teams are overloaded. They're stressed right now. Some of our local employers have hundreds of people to hire. And so everyone that's not hired, someone's having to cover that job, so, which means their existing staff get frustrated. They start losing more people. It becomes a retention issue. So, yeah, it's sort of a cyclical, sort of a cycle, the problem is. So, yeah, I would just, again, every opportunity I get publicly to say to employers participate, I do, because it takes maybe 3 minutes to fill the profile out for your company. It's not lengthy. Same goes for people applying for jobs. There's not a lengthy application on there. It's a very short form, and then you attach a resume. So it makes it really fast. We tried to make it as simple as possible and really cut through the number of clicks and amount of information people have to put out to be on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is a challenge. It's something we talk about in almost every one of our meetings. You know, how are we going to get more people taking advantage of this?
And companies, sorry to interrupt,
No,
Jason.
go for it.
But the companies that are successful with this are the companies that keep theirs fresh and up to date, and specific jobs are out there with salaries, with information on those jobs. There are some companies that signed up early on, and you click on that company, it's just generic. There's nothing there, and that's what has to happen is, like I said, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you don't maintain your page with the jobs you have and the people you want to find with the data and the salaries and the hours and the benefits and all that and the information, you're just going to get passed over. That's one of the clicks, and they're clicking to the next one. So that's why we constantly try to encourage the employers to keep this up to date, and it's hard. So, but that's part of it.
Yeah. And I like to tell employers that this program is not a silver bullet. It's not going to solve all your problems. You're still going to need to be on those other platforms and go down those paths that you typically do for hiring. But this is just one more thing you can use to get there. And it's a local resource. And you can't call Indeed and they change a feature because you have an idea, but you can call us and we'll take a look at it. You know, so I think that's another neat thing about it. It's very dynamic. So it can change. We change things on it all the time. The interface changes. The way we use it changes. So I do think it's a beautiful thing that we have full control of it.
My last question, and you may not even know this, but we heard a couple of weeks back that more than 40,000 people come in and out of Bowling Green, work here and stuff. And I know that over the 2,288 people who are actually been hired that you can track. Do we track to see the people who actually been hired through this workforce initiative that we have are living in Bowling Green, Kentucky?
Don't have that. I do not have that. That's a great question, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Heflin. Appreciate your insight, and we need your work
Thank you all.
critically, especially as we have more employment coming to Bowling Green. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all very much.
Hey, any further discussion? None? Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2023 2023-271.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting Product Development Initiative grant funds from the Kentucky Association of Economic Development, Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development, on behalf of the Intermodal Transportation Authority, Inc.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
We're approached by the Chamber ITA to be the pass-through for this Product Development Initiative grant program. They were awarded $415,201, and there is requirement for a local government to be the handoff or the pass-through. We've done this many times before with EDA grants, or EDA or TVA grants. And Katie has worked with Meredith on this and can add anything that I missed or answer any questions you might have. But this is strictly a pass-through for the ITA. They're planning on using this for some expansion of infrastructure and some work on their railroad spurs, I think is my understanding. And I'm sorry, Christian is here too. Christian, you want to add anything?
Yeah, so what we've done through the bond issue the city and county issued several years ago to fund the Transpark developments, we've been trying to maximize how we spend that money on y'all's behalf. And so we applied for this grant through the state's Product Development Initiative to help us extend rail in the park to help serve existing companies and also open up some future land for another rail serve companies as well. So they gave us $400,000 and some change. ITA's matching that already, so like Jeff said, it's only just a pass-through on y'all's part, so I'll have you take any questions or anything else as well.
Thank you, Christian. Questions? Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2023-272.
Municipal order authorizing the acceptance of an award and contract for Homeland Security grant funds through the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security for the purchase of firewall appliances for the Information Technology Department in the amount of $127,200.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Perigin. Mr. Mizel.
We recently got word that we were awarded this Homeland Security grant of $127,200. It is zero match. This is something I think we applied for some time ago, but anyway, finally came through from Kentucky Office of Homeland Security. We want to use this for 3 firewall appliances for police, and this is all to improve our cybersecurity. And Danita's here, can answer all the technical questions on this one, and Nick worked on this one with Homeland Security, the Kentucky office, to get this grant. So it's a really good one. $127,200 will buy us 3 firewall appliances and all the licensing and subscriptions that go along with that to improve our cybersecurity.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions? None. Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2023-273.
Municipal order authorizing and approving an amendment to the Disadvantaged Small Business Incubator Agreement by and among the City of Bowling Green, Houchins Industries, Inc., and Live the Dream, Inc.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
I believe some of you all were present at the groundbreaking, very exciting, down on College Street for the Small Business Incubator. This municipal order is to revise the 3-party agreement for Save-A-Lot for the Small Business Incubator to reflect the additional money that we received from the West Kentucky Safe grant program from the tornado money, $1.5 million. This is what got us home on that project to be able to pull it off. So I'd like to thank Nick and Brent for their creativity on finding that $1.5 million due to the loss of all the small businesses along the bypass, Russellville Road. We were able to show that this would be a good fit, good project for that. So we got approved for that, and so we're coming to you tonight just to amend the agreement. Hillary worked on it for us to make sure that $1.5 million was part of the deal. So the way it's going to work is Live the Dream is going to be the first to pay their $600,000. Then we'll kick in our our part of the project at 2.5, and then Houchins will be responsible for the remaining 500,000 and any small overages, I believe above that, if that happens. Brent Childers is here, worked on this, and can answer any of the questions you might have on the funding part. But this is just a revised agreement that we needed to do to clean up and make sure we're all on the same page.
Thank you, Mr. Meisel. Definitely appreciate the continuing moving forward on this. We know that this has been in development for a while, and we appreciate the initial donation from Houchins Industries for the location and their continuing investment. And I appreciate Nick, Brent, your team for rising to the challenge. I mean, as inflation has hurt us, but you have found and overcome that challenge. So gracious to you both, gentlemen.
I believe, I'm sorry, Brent, do you want to give have they started demo or? Oh, sorry, Katie. Katie's here with Live the Dream. I'm sorry, Katie. I forgot.
Gave me an update a couple of weeks ago.
And Housing Authority.
But I'll give her the opportunity to.
You do it so well. So currently, yes, renovation has started. If you've been over there, you've seen them. They've demoed the roof. They're actually demoing the inside. The doors are gone. Windows are gone. So they are moving along quite well. We anticipate probably 6 to 8 months it will be complete. So yes, it started. Go over there and check it out.
Wow, thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
I just want to echo like what the mayor said, you know, just even giving back to that project, especially what that building was a storage building, as we said in the past, but it's going to create like so many new businesses. That rate of return that you guys are going to have back in the next 20 years is going to be great. And not only that, you're going to affect like families who are not affected, don't even believe that they're going to be affected today. Sooner or later, you're going to know names that you don't know that's going to be business owners within the next 5 years. And that's amazing, because it's going to get some people out of where they're at today to a whole nother level tomorrow for them and their children. So congratulations to all of you guys.
It's really Nick who does the work.
Well, Nick, you should be up here, man.
All right. No more comments, questions? Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, municipal order number 2023-274.
Municipal order approving amendments to the City of Bowling Green Manual of Purchasing Policies and Procedures.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Meisel.
In your packets is a marked-up version of the Purchasing Policies and Procedure Manual that Katie and Megan worked on. The main reason for this revision is in the memo there. We have made a lot of these purchasing justification forms electronic, paperless, within our on-base system, and we removed a section regarding Kentucky preference laws, as the removal of this requirement for local government entities was recently passed in House Bill 393. And this was the main thing, I believe. Also adjusted some language for non-competitive negotiations involving procurement to reflect the changes on the electronic form. So I'm reading off the memo here. But Katie, I should have handed it off to you. What else is in there? Anything? It's pretty benign.
Yeah.
So.
This is, an annual time of year, we look at our policies, make sure our policies are what we're doing. And with the ability to do more electronic, we've tried to really clean that up. So it changed the order in which the approvals happen, all that. So it is benign in these changes. And then we just missed the change from House Bill 393 with the reciprocal preference. That was really hard to put into place anyway, and it didn't seem like any cities were using it, so the state finally took that out. So we just cleaned ours up to make that no longer in there as well.
Thank you, Katie. No more questions? Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin. Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2023-275.
Municipal order authorizing the acceptance of an award and contract from the Kentucky Division of Emergency Management for Kentucky Hazard Mitigation Grant Program funds in an amount up to $235,000 for architectural and engineering design of tornado shelters.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
So this is really good news. Moving forward on the tornado shelters, the first set that we talked to you about months ago, the two at Preston Miller, the two at Lovers Lane, and the one at Pettigo Park. This actually gives us money to go out for architectural and engineering designs for these 5 new tornado shelters. And so 90% of these costs are covered by FEMA. The other 10% is split between us and the state. Our portion is 5.2%. But then we even get to count the land as an in-kind match that we're placing these on. So we're only going to be out $5,888 for a match for these 5 tornado shelters at these 3 parks. So I'd like to thank Nick again and Brent for working on this one, seeing this opportunity with the with tragedy comes opportunity, and this is one example of that, where FEMA comes back around to you and offers this mitigation money, and we want to take advantage of it. So this is the first group of the 5 shelters, and we brought you the other 2, the other meeting just recently. So we'll watch those, and those will kind of move through the process as well. But these have passed phase 1, and hopefully this 235 will cover us on the architectural and engineering design work. And Nick is here, Brent's here, can answer any questions on this.
So I know we haven't been in this business, but we are endeavoring in this business. So let's imagine one day we have the 5 tornado shelters. They're up, they're operational. How do they get activated? What is that idea and vision for us as a city?
We don't have all that ironed out yet, but we are or will be working with our Warren County Emergency Management, looking to see how the county operates theirs. Our first thought is, these would be always vacant except during an event where we'd have the magnetic locks where you could release them remotely to open up, maybe sync them up with the cowls that go off during a tornado warning.
Cowls are operated at our 911. Is that?
Yeah,
my
so
understanding?
it could be triggered from the 911 center. We don't know all the details yet, but that's how we kind of envision it working. That it would be.
So they all have the electronic locks that we can activate and open those. Do they have any latrine or restroom facilities?
They would have plumbing with bathrooms, electricity if it's working, but bare basics: concrete floors, reinforced walls to withstand what, Brent? 200-mile-an-hour winds, so very fortified structures. But we're
Are they climate controlled or are they unclimate controlled?
Not really. Brent or Nick?
So really, whenever you talk about a basic storm shelter, it's only meant for human occupancy
I
for a very
understand.
short
I'm just
amount
trying
of
to
time.
understand.
So there would be ventilation. I won't say climate control, but ventilation to allow for the movement of air in that space, but not climate, not air conditioning, not like that. Because really the occupancy of these structures is going to be for 30 minutes, 3 or 4 times a year. So really the rest of the time it will sit relatively empty. So it's much more gray concrete. Now we are trying to find ways of how can we create these as better opportunities for public space the other 364 and a half days out of the year, because there is such a strong public investment in these between the federal, state, and the local government. These are going to be expensive structures once you look at the the design and the overall construction of these are heavily invested buildings. But when it comes down to it, the main core requirements from FEMA is that it hits the design guidelines for the storms. You have to have the plumbing. You have to have a place for people to use the restroom. You do not have to have a full bathroom. We are looking to upgrade these to have a full restroom facility as part of that, and then a place for people to wash their hands. And then some type of ventilation, because you start putting that many people in there, you're going to want some ventilation. So
Thank you,
very,
Brent.
very much a bare bones structure.
But it's good to understand what it is and what it isn't.
It is right now it's a single purpose structure. We're trying to figure out ways, how can we make them more than single purpose?
Thank you. And ultimately, the goal is to save lives.
That's right. That's the
30
by 60.
30 by 60 with, what, 9-foot ceilings, maybe?
Yeah, probably 8 to 9 foot ceilings.
Yeah.
So,
you,
anything
Brent.
else?
No more questions? All right. Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2023-276.
Municipal order approving the reappointments of Donna Harmon and Jeff Stein to the, I'm sorry, and appointment of Vicky Fitch to the City of Bowling Green Board of Ethics.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Perigin. We have two members, Donna Harmon, Jeff Stein, that have served honorably and want to continue to serve, and I am very glad for their service and recommend them. And then we have in our audience tonight, and I'll let Commissioner Sue Perigin introduce Miss Vicky Fitch.
My honor. Vicki and I go back a long, long ways in the hospitality industry, and I've only ever known her to be the utmost ethics. And in our work together has always been very good. Currently, she's retired from the Convention and Visitors Bureau, has served as the director, also as the marketing director before that. So how many years you worked there? Like 20-something, 28 years. So congratulations on that. Retired in 2018. But currently, she's on the Operation Pride Board of Directors, Executive Committee, and we all can see the work that has culminated into. It's beautiful. At our exits, South Union Shaker Village Board of Directors, the Women's Fund founding member, Board of Directors. I don't know what Gifters Anonymous is, but that sounds like a good group. In a literary club and book club. So Vicky's had a nice long career. She's done an awful lot of really good things here in this community, and I see that she will serve us very, very well on the Ethics Committee, of which Ashley leads the charge for the city.
Thank you, Sue. Appreciate that. And
Thanks for being here, Vicky.
No more questions? Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Since you're here, congratulations, Vicky. Ordinance number BG 2023-34 is our second reading, is binding.
Ordinance rezoning real estate. Ordinance rezoning a tract of land containing 10.45 acres from HB Highway Business and LI Light Industrial to LI Light Industrial, located at 6449 Nashville Road, presently owned by JGL Properties LLC.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Perigin. This was a 5-0 at the last meeting, and Mr. Peterson has still come to answer questions if we have any. So thank you, Mr. Peterson. Any questions?
Yeah, we should get you up here just because you stayed, man. You don't have to. I'm playing with you.
All right. No questions other than just a little rubbing. There we go. Roll call, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Okay, we're checking for public comments. We have none. Our next meeting is scheduled for December 19th at 2023. If you haven't been downtown to see the lights or to the square, you need to do that. And I want to say thank you to our Public Works, our Neighborhood Community Services, and our Public Parks. And Talia Butler, a team of over 30, put that together, spectacular. Have a great Christmas. We'll see you on the 19th. We're adjourned.